Here are your new Dread Isle heroes. That's right, from the Dread Isle. The banner's called the Dread Isle. Nils, Rath, Fiora, Leila, and Heath. Oh,
Hmm?
that's how he looks like in this game.
Yeah,
I actually had to look up who Heath was because I completely forgot about him.
I'm just remembering he has really funky hair.
I just
That's it.
remember he has really funky hair, and I was just like, "That's right. That's that's how he would look like in this game."
Yep. Nurgle is not waiting for you on the Dread Isle, unfortunately.
But yeah, quick look at their stats. Wow, this is officially the middling speed banner.
Well,
It's been a while since we got middling speed. I mean, Leela will obviously not be middling speed, but you guys
these
know.
are all. Well, this is a faster banner on average than some of the others.
True. True. It's just like we've gone like either super fast or super slow. We haven't gotten to that middle point for a while now.
Yeah.
All right, but let's start with Nils. He is our new dragon, and he brings a new kind of refreshing style. We had sing, we had dance, and now we have play.
Yep. As far as the unit is concerned, Nils is a 162 BST, Blue Dragon Dancer Infantry, with Defense Super Bane and Res Super Boon.
Red Super Boom makes a lot of sense. Wait, you said defense Super Bane?
Correct.
That doesn't make sense.
If it's so low, it might as well go lower.
I guess. So he has 45 HP, 31 attack, 35 speed, 26 defense, 25 res. It's really middling. Man,
His weapon gives res +3 just for reference, so that's 28 res realistic.
right. But still, that is really middling. It's just mostly in his HP, which is what we expected from him. Which I didn't get a chance to ask you this because you weren't there. His B skill is really divisive for people.
I think it's pretty okay, but it definitely can be a little awkward.
It's just that it takes 4 criteria. First, he has to have more HP. It has to be the lowest HP person on the other team. That person also has to have what? A special ready, and it has to be on the even turn. It's a 4 criteria move. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot of criteria, but realistically, you just have to have more HP than a foe, and that foe is gonna have the lowest HP. So it's like, hopefully those two things line up, and then that foe has to have a special. So you can technically knock it on several enemies, but realistically, the main issue is that you're only stopping one IP unit in most scenarios. Like, for example, Ophelia tends to be the lowest HP unit. But if you end up with, like, an Azura that got her special up for some reason, that might screw you up.
Yeah, see, the way I imagine it is, I don't think it catches, like, the most common IP hero I see is not even because of IP in general. The most common hero I see with, like, an instant special is Ophelia in Ether Raids.
Yep.
Right? I think most people can agree on that. I mean, there are better heroes. That's not the point I'm trying to get across, though. But Ophelia, if you go into IP team and there's, like, Ophelia, and then there's, like, a Kagero, it won't catch the Ophelia, it'll catch the Kagero. So it might not even be on the hero you really want it to be, like, hitting, is my point.
Yep.
Alright, but yeah, that's the interesting part about him. He also has Infantry Pulse, so long as he's more HP than Infantry, drop their special cooldown by 1 when the match starts. And
HP Def 2.
HP Def 2.
Which is like, whatever. It's an HP boosting skill.
Right, that's probably why I couldn't remember it. But yeah, that's essentially his kit. And his breath is probably the best thing about him because it's actually really cool. Because from what I can tell, it does it twice. It debuffs -4 to all stats for a foe within 3 or 4 spaces.
4. It's a Kami, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's New Gunthrow's weapon. So -4 as long as they're within 4 spaces, and then he does it again if he uses, like, play. He could potentially debuff 2 heroes by -4 all stats. That's actually pretty big.
That's absolutely substantial.
Yeah, I actually like that because New Year Gunthra, I was really excited when she first got released, but it turned out like not a lot of people used her, so
Yeah, that just kind of happened.
that kind of happened, yeah.
Well, Hareed kept showing up for a lot of people that factored into it, but yeah, it just kind of happened to be that way.
Right. Which is completely what I agree with because I actually really am disappointed in that because I went out of my way to get her and I think she's like underutilized. I think there's like a lot of things she can do, but
I believe I've pulled 3 Hareed and 0 Gunthra.
oh, yeah. See. It was really scary to go for red because of Freed. New Year Creed.
Yep.
Okay, but yeah, anyways, more about Nils. The fact that he has a double debuff, he's actually a really, really complete refresher unit in this game.
Yeah.
The problem is, like, I'm not sure people would go for him because we'll get to it later on, but there's a good chance you'll get Fiora as well, and Fiora is not as good as Nils.
And I mean, on the other hand, you have Peony already. A lot of people are just going to argue, Peony.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really think you need Nils, unfortunately, but he is really complete because he brings along ability, but he's targeted towards the Ether Raids crowd is the thing. Like, where he would shine the most is in Ether Raids.
Easily.
And the problem is Ether Raids is not for everybody, so...
Yeah.
Okay, so in other words, what makes him good and sets him apart from other refreshers is the fact that he has Infantry Pulse, he has a potential of refreshing or taking away specials from your enemy team, even though it has like 4 criteria, that's potential. He is a debuffer as well, he has good HP, which means he's kind of bulky, and he has good speed too, which means most likely even if you get caught and Nils isn't caught in battle, he should be okay. And finally, you know, he can refresh.
Right.
That's everything to him, and I don't know, it really depends on who's involved, but you guys let me know. Is that good enough for you? Because personally, between Peony and Legendary Azura, and I just don't value his B skill at all. Because it's inconsistent. You don't need it in every battle, and it won't even factor into every battle anyways.
It's mostly just Pulse Team stopping probably the most important unit.
Okay. Hopefully.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm gonna go for him. I mean, I'll find out in a couple minutes, but he drives a hard bargain, and I'll give him that. I just don't see him being a total necessity, but I also think that he is one of the best dancers, and certainly, I think, the best infantry dancer we have right now.
I mean, if you have the criteria to infantry dancer, yeah, he'll win that.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, that's basically how I see him, guys. In terms of how to build him, he comes pre-built. If you remove his B skill, then you don't have there's no point to him. So that's it. You don't do anything. He is what he is.
You'll just have to accept not having Wings of Mercy or any form of movement on one refresher, which a little difficult, but I'm sure you can do.
Yeah, it's fine. All right. But yeah, I don't think there's much to talk about. Let's get on to comparisons. I think the biggest comparison is, of course, Ninian.
If I'm not mistaken, he just totally wins. Ninian has 3 less HP, 7 less attack, 2 less speed, 3 less defense, and 2 more res.
Oh, straight up, just completely better.
She has more res, but that also gets mitigated by his perf.
Wait, it gets mitigated by the... Yeah, it's just straight up better. There's really no point in Ninian if you're gonna go...
I mean, HP, if you refine her, then she has 47, so she does have more HP, technically. And not to mention, you get one for free. Everybody gets an
yes, that's probably the best thing about her. You get her for free. She's a free-to-play hero now. That's actually really cool. But
yeah.
I hate the argument like, oh, you can just refine their weapon because they don't have as good of a weapon. But that's such a poor argument because you could just drop another breath on him and you can refine his weapon.
Yep.
Like, it's not much of an argument. It's not, like...
Yeah, if you're really worried about the HP, then there's that.
Right. Fair enough, but that's kind of expected. It's kind of sad that he's just way better than his sister, but sure. Now, who else would you compare? Because there's really not a lot of good comparisons.
There really isn't. Like, here, I'll give you Noe. Noe has...
Noe? Okay, sure.
Yeah, because Noe has equal HP, funnily enough.
Yeah.
3 more attack, 8 less speed, 4 more defense, and 2 more res. Basically,
that just makes me upset because Noe was a Generation 1 hero and
he
Nils
has
actually keeps up.
BST.
Yeah. Nils not only keeps up, but he also has his own unique breath too.
Yeah, I mean, Noe will eventually get hers, but at
eventually,
the moment, yeah.
I'm still waiting.
Oh, we all are.
We all are, yeah. I mean, you already knew it was gonna come, but like, it just feels bad when a hero. For me, I maxed out my Noe, guys, and now she's being caught up by Nils. That's so weird.
Yeah. It's
all right.
Pretty weird.
As for everybody else, Berkut, says Calvin. That's a very different comparison.
That's an extremely different comparison, but
I think he
will.
means Dancer Recruit, but
Yeah, I will humor you nevertheless. Dancer Recruit has 4 less HP, 5 more attack, 12 less speed, 11 more defense, and 1 less res.
they're entirely different heroes.
They're completely different heroes.
The only thing they have similar is that they're blue and a refresher, but that's very much of a stretch in general. I mean, they have entirely different roles too, and they attack entirely differently. So, yeah. Anyways, I don't think there's much to say about Nils. He's another one of those heroes you should not even touch. I mean, in terms of like how you build him. So he is what he is.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll move on then. Rath.
Alright.
I think this is a more interesting one for most people because
Most people should be able to get him if they even try.
right. So Rath, he has 41 HP, 33 attack, 35 speed, 23 defense, 24 res. Yeah.
156 BST, Green Archer Cavalry, res super boon. That's it.
What the fuck? Look, man, I'm already really irked about this. This just looks like Python to me.
Well, I'll give you that immediate comparison. Python has 3 less HP, 1 less attack, equal speed, i.e. Rath has better offenses, 8 more defense, and 4 less res.
No, dude, I can't. Like, that's too similar for me to, like, actually care.
Wrath is just overall better offensively, and he's better mixed.
Better mix, but I'm just saying, like, if you already have a Python, I wouldn't switch, and it's not a big enough
If you're already
difference.
investing in Python, it's not a huge switch. But if you have just a regular Python, I mean, Wrath's kit's better, or at least more normal.
Okay. Well, they're too similar. Well, I would have liked to, because, okay, they both have mediocre kits. You basically have to renovate their entire kits. Rath's one advantage is that he has a better bow. I would still change his A skill, that form. I believe it's defense res form.
Speed res form.
Speed res
It's
form.
not terrible, well, honestly. You could probably keep that one at least, unlike Steady Blow.
Right.
Steady Blow's a little less potent.
I don't know. Speed res is a weird combination as well.
I mean, Wrath does have res over Python.
Okay, fair enough. The rest of his kit, so you would probably keep the defense smoke because that's on Pan as a 5-star, isn't it? Or 4-star?
Yes,
4-star.
and I should note that his 4-star skill is Speed Res form and his 5-star skill is Death Smoke.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Pan's the one with 4 stars Death Smoke.
yeah, so it's still fair. It's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. And I really think if Speed Res form drops, who cares? Honestly, I don't think most characters would use it.
It's much like with Speed Res Bond on Tethys, it's a very inconsequential way to start demoting forms because it doesn't really affect a lot of units perfectly well.
Right.
Like attack speed form, that's going to stay 5-star lock for a long time.
Right.
It does offer an interesting advantage for anybody who's building like healer, for example, because now I think healers can run form. Not so sure.
I think you're correct about that. I think, yeah, if that's true, then speed res form is best on a healer. Extra speed, extra res helps them out a lot.
Yeah, they can use healers can use it. Plus, they also have to be in range of their allies if they want to be healing them. So it's like that's a really solid option.
Okay. What I'm trying to get is if you're going to commit to a archer, even a free-to-play archer, I still would not go Rath. Unless you really like Rath for some reason. I also would not.
A lot of people do.
I know they do. I even do. But it's not the best usage of your orbs because most likely he's demoted, and even if he isn't demoted, you're not really missing out. I would still say Python and him are pretty comparable. I know there's a defense difference. I know there's an offense difference, but it's like not a significant one. Well, not significant enough. I think you should go Rath over Python though, in general. But
yeah.
At this point, it's just like green archers is just such a weird thing to go for. You have colorless archers you can go for, and again, like it's really hard for me to put anybody over Norn at this point still, and I believe that's a comparison we should do.
Norn is an infantry, so that would be very unfair.
I know it would be unfair, but you would want to use Norn over Rath.
I mean, Archer Cavalry have a pretty strong place in the meta just on their own merits.
But they're green. I don't actually see Pythons like ever.
I actually have seen more than I expect.
Wait, you have? That's impressive. I have not seen one yet.
I mean, he's the easiest to merge Archer Cavalry, bar Rath at this point.
True.
So there is at least that merit. I will say, I guess in comparison to Norn, Rath actually has 1 less HP, 1 more attack, 1 less speed, 8 less defense, and 3 less res.
Yeah. And it's just because Norn is 170 BSC essentially with a merge.
68.
With a merge.
With a merge, yeah.
Yeah. So that's good enough because here's the thing. Again, it's really hard to beat Norn because Norn you can actually take into arena, you can actually take into scoring scenarios and whatnot. And just overall higher BST. You said Rath is 156, right?
I think I did. Yeah.
Yeah. That 12 BST difference is huge. And Rath just has a res super boon, so it's not a big deal. Like, you can't really augment him too much more. Well, you can go plus attack, plus speed, I guess. But, like, that 1 extra point could have helped a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, in terms of a kit, I think he keeps his bow, he keeps his C skill. I think you can go really average with, like, Fury Desperation and, like, Luna, make a 2 cooldown Luna. Or, I don't know. How would you build him? Because he's not really like a brave bow hero. I mean, he could do it actually.
You could do that, honestly. A plus attack 36, 35 isn't that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking if you're really simple, you just slap Fury Desp on him, or you keep his 4 if you get plus res. B slot's pretty flexible. You could do chill. Desperation probably works better. And Moonbow over Glimmer. He's at least very easy to finish with a very simple free-to-play kit. That's the nice part.
Yeah. Here's the question: do you really need another archer, especially a green one?
Me personally, I have a +2 Python.
Yeah, well, I know you don't. Okay, but yeah, that's up to you guys. It's just I'm really against going for Rath on this banner. Like, if you get him off some other banner and he's just like, oh yeah, you randomly pull a Rath, I say that's much more worthwhile. But to go for him on this banner is silly. Even though you can get one within like 10 pulls, if you ever go for greens within 10 pulls, you should definitely get a Rath. Like, whether it's 5 stars or 4 stars. But
well, I got Rajat before I got Rath, so that didn't work.
Okay, but we'll move on. I think Rath is okay. It's just not worth going directly for, is what I will say.
Yeah.
Next is Fiora, and I think this is a much more interesting one because Fiora is the older sister of... I'm blanking.
Florina.
Florina. It's so weird. I can visualize their faces, but I'll blank on their names. But yeah, Florina. And she is very different from Florina. Wow. With 38 HP, 32 attack, 38 speed, 21 defense, 37 res. They're very different. Alright.
They have the same... Well, they're both Pegasus Flyers, so they both fill in that, but otherwise, yeah. Like, they're both res.
So, what's Fiora's BST?
Fiora, 166 BST, Lance Flyer, with HP res super boons.
That means she can reach 170. That's good.
Yeah. And that puts her up to 41 res at plus res, which is pretty nasty.
I was actually pretty convinced she was going to be... Now it makes more sense. Guys, I remember reading about Fiora, and I was just like... We're going over her skills. And I was just thinking to myself, how is she going to beat Tsubaki? And I was thinking, most likely not. No, it makes sense now. It makes sense. She's a res tank. She's not a defensive tank. She's a res tank. This is actually one of the rare things in the game, a res tank.
She has the same res as Micaiah and Yoon. Well, Brave Micaiah and Yoon.
Which is really impressive. So, wow. This is actually really different. There really isn't anything like this, especially with her kit. She has a guard lance, so in other words, when she's attacking or she's being attacked, your opponent's not getting their special cooldowns per attack. She also has... Oh wait, her kit's forgettable, so I don't remember her kit.
Her kit consists of guard lance. I can't remember a special.
It was Fury. That's why I was like, that's why I couldn't do it.
It's Fury.
It's
that is such a
Fury.
weird thing to put there.
That's because my mind went to Fury, and I was just like, there's no way it comes with Fury. But that's right, it actually comes with Fury. It's been, man, it's so rare to get Fury 3 on new characters, but it's happened a few times. It happened on Murr, it happened on Chrom. It's weird. Like, just Fury 3, not Fury 4.
Just plain Fury 3, which, I mean, hey, it saves me the inherit, because let's be honest, no matter what A slot she has, if it's not Fury, people are going to put Fury on it.
here's the problem. I'll talk about that in a moment, actually. But the rest of her kit is Iceberg and a new Pegasus Flight, which is weird. A weird skill, but we'll talk about that. But anyways, the reason why I say it's weird to give her Fury is because Guard Lance means you want to go into battles consistently, and you want to keep fighting. But Fury doesn't allow you to keep fighting. You keep fighting with Fury, you're going to get yourself killed. Because Fury's knockback damage is 6 on 38 HP. It's going to drain her really quickly. And her defense isn't great. So that means you're targeting dragons. But still, that's harsh damage you're going to take over time.
I mean, on the bright side, you can't damage yourself out of guard, which is the main point of guard weapons, is that you don't hurt yourself to get out of it, but...
Right.
Yeah, no, she will not be able to tank too many shots, so you gotta kind of be aware of that.
Right. Moreover, I would think you would replace it. The problem is, while Steady Stance 3 is demoted, Warding Stance 3 is not there's no such thing. Demoted.
Also, if I'm not mistaken, it doesn't really help her much in terms of Pegasus Flight, so you're just kind of boosting your res.
Oh, that's right. Pegasus Flight needs more speed.
And
res.
visibly underline.
Right, visibly. That's right, it wouldn't work together, but the Fury wouldn't really work. Then the best skill is really just like speed res, too.
If you're going cheap, yeah.
Okay. At least do that for a seal if you guys make her, but...
Yeah. I mean, you could probably still do Fury, you just can't do long, protracted fights with Guard Lance.
Alright, but yeah, let's talk about Pegasus Flight, because this is one of the weird skills in the game. So apparently, if you outspeed your opponent by 7, then it goes into a res check.
Incorrect. If your foe has up to 7 more speed than you...
No, it's not more. That's it.
If it's your foe speed minus 7, if I'm not mistaken, was the incorrect description?
No, it's plus. Plus is the wrong one.
Okay, if unit speed plus...
It's supposed to be minus 7.
Okay, so yeah, minus 7.
Because if you're over your opponent's speed and then you add 7 on it, that doesn't really... And the biggest giveaway...
So if you have 38, let's say you have 31 speed, your foe has 38, then the foe speed minus 7 goes down to 31, so it would be 31 to 31, that still procs it.
Yeah.
So yeah, your foe can have up to 7 more speed than you. If it's a foe speed plus 7, it's weird how this works. If it's your foe speed plus a number, then you have to have more. If it's a foe speed minus a number, then you have to have, well, you can have less.
Why did they even word it like this? And the worst part is they had an error.
It's weird to think about.
Why did they even make a mistake on something that was already weird? Alright guys, but yeah. So speaking on that, it's weird because you have to beat a speed check and then you go into a res check, and then if you have more than 14 res than they do, then you drop their attack. And
defense by 7.
By 7. So
though it is adaptive, so it doesn't really, so you can have 6, 5, 4, depending on your gap.
Yeah, it's up to 14. But here's a problem. She has 37 res. Let's throw in Fury. 40 res. Let's throw in the Refined. 43 res. I don't even think at 43 you're reaching 14 difference.
I mean, in light season maybe, but
right, if you buffer, it's gonna be a scenario.
Yeah, it's gonna the 14 gap isn't gonna be very easy to consistently get, though it is that adaptive like wiggle room that tends to work out. Like for example. Though it isn't quite terrible. For example, Marita, I think not Marita. Larcey has 25 res, so Fiora would easily proc it on that.
Problem is, I think Larcey would destroy her still, because low defense, low HP.
Probably, yeah. I'm just thinking up examples off the top of my head that are meta. So yeah, at 40 res, 43, if you have 44 if you go plus res, that would give you up to 30 res to already hit it on, which is decently average at this point.
I know, but what it looks like it works best on is definitely armors, and armors are now like in their mid 30s or heading towards mid 30s a lot of cases.
Yeah, you're not going to be using this on armors, not effectively,
because even if you get the full drop 7 attack 7 defense number one, your defense is still too low. You're taking too much damage, and number two, you're still not hitting hard enough. So weird.
Yeah.
You go against faster sword heroes, it might not even proc. Though at 41 speed with Fury, it has a good chance of. But even if it procs, like Larcy's res is what, low 30s?
Her res is 25 base, 29 with Larce's edge.
Oh, well,
But that doesn't affect. Yeah, Larce's
okay.
res is great.
I guess that's a decent amount. I don't know. It's just I don't really think you should use this skill on her if your intention is.
If your intention is to tank, then it still works just fine because that's an attack debuff. You just can't use the Fury.
You just can't use Fury. Man, this kid is weird. You know, guys, I'll just tell you the truth. I think the entire point of Fiora was to give Trevon an axe. Sorry, a lance.
I mean, yeah, that's
what I really think. I think that guard lance was meant for Trevon. I thought Trevon was really, really good up until the point you realized he had silver lance. And then you would be like, oh, well, you just get her as little girl. Instead, Altina's just better because she has gay bulk, and they're virtually identical in stats, like 1 or 2 difference between the stats. But yeah. But if you go now with Trevon with guard lance, you have something really, really interesting there because his defense is monstrous. So he's a more traditional guard hero.
Yeah, I mean, you just physically can't take a res shot. Whereas Fiora, I mean, her HP isn't 46, but she can take a res shot for days.
Okay, so what do you think she was intended to do? Because it kind of feels like she was supposed to like use distant counter instead.
Yeah, I mean, you could also give her 4 def res as long as you feel like you can buff up her attack enough.
I don't like that. 32 attack would take it to 30, which is on the lowest
side. Yeah, I mean, you're still debuffing your foe for up to 7 defense, so as long as you can get that confidence up. And at that point, you're just a pure tank, so there's also that.
Okay. I think she's just a bit too weird for me to wrap my head around like where her potential is. She feels like a character that actually should demote, but unlikely to demote.
That res is a bit too high for demote.
Right. I feel like reminds me of Ivel. Just that, like, I think you should demote, but then Ivel didn't demote.
Ivel had a guard weapon, she has a guard weapon.
Yep.
And they both have a ridiculous defense stat.
Right, so I don't think it's happening.
It definitely isn't, especially since, and somebody just pointed this out, in the notifications board, Rath will remain demoted after this banner as a 3-star unit.
Wow. When did they notify that? Now?
Today.
I thought I read... Yeah, that makes sense. I thought I read all notifications. Okay. Okay, guys. Yeah, so it's Rath, not... I haven't seen a double demote.
It's probably not gonna happen.
Yeah. So... Fiora, I can't really suggest her. It's just too weird. If you go distant counter to utilize that higher res, it still doesn't really make too much sense because she doesn't hit hard enough, and I guess she's fast enough to pull it off. I don't know. It's still weird. Fighting dragons would still be weird because she doesn't hit hard enough to kill the dragons. And dragons usually have like enhanced BST, and they have pretty good overall bulk, unless you're fighting like Generation 1 Corrin or something, you know?
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. What's your thoughts? I really don't have good feelings about her either.
She's gonna still end up in the Lance Flyer pool of Lance Flyers. Her res is gonna give her a distinct asset over the others, but yeah, it's gonna be a little difficult for her to keep afloat. Build into her res, and that's about it.
Right. So here's what I would think. I think she's too quick. Which is weird. Usually you want them to be quick, but to use her Beast Coast, she would have to be fairly quick too. But the problem is this. You can't really use Iceberg on her consistently, and that's where she would get her kills off from, her Icebergs. But because she's too quick, they would attack, you would attack, and then you would attack. Your Iceberg's not getting triggered, and then I don't think you're going to kill.
Unless you run Slang, and then you would have to get rid of the Guard Lance.
But then that's weird too, because the Guard Lance is the newest thing she brings to the table, and probably like one of the few things you could keep on her. So yeah, it's just a bit awkward. If they ever made like a 2 cooldown special that uses res, I think maybe then, but even then, I don't know. It's just I can't recommend this hero. Okay, let's do a quick comparison. It's only fair to check her sister out.
All right, Florina, very different unit, as said, aside from res. 4 more HP on Florina, 3 less attack, 11 less speed, 4 more defense, and 3 less res.
Yeah, they're very different. I mean, the res part stays pretty similar, but that speed difference is just magnitudes apart. It's also unfair. Yeah.
Florina turns her speed into HP defense at a loss of BSG.
Yeah. Are there any other comparisons to be made?
Sigrun,
That's the best one. Yeah.
Sigrun, 1 less HP, equal attack, 2 less speed, 7 more defense, and 3 less res.
Yeah, that was probably the closest one, sort of comparable within speed and res.
Yeah.
Sumiya in terms of attack and speed is very similar.
Sumiya, 1 more HP, 2 less attack, 1 more speed, 8 more defense, and 12 less res.
Yep, they're pretty different. It's just the attack and speed part that was really similar.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, but yeah, that's Fiora. Unfortunately, because this banner is making it really hard. Sorry, I'll just say it now. I would not pull for Rath. He's getting demoted to a 3 or 4 star now that's confirmed. I would not pull for Fiora because she's just too awkward, and I just feel like there's no essential role for her in any team so far.
Yeah, it's mostly if you want the Pegasus fight. Or
right, I really feel like you pull for her if you want to fodder off her weapon or her B skill. That's what I really think she's for. And because Fiora's there, it actually hurts your chance of Nils. It should be like an even chance between the two. But realistically, you wouldn't really want to go for blue then, because if you're going for Nils and you get Fiora, the value might not be there for you.